You are watching The Daily on Shaw TV at Channel 4. I'm Kate Bergen, and today we are on Gabriola Island at the Haven, and we're thrilled to be sharing some of the philosophies here. We'll try to get the energy that we experience and put it out to where you are and share it with you, as well as look into some of the programs that are offered here at the Haven. We do have a big full show lined up. Two men with their fishing rods are here. They're gonna wander off into the middle of nowhere, take us along for the ride, tell you how to get there. I think it's something called OK Lake. We're also going to take a little visit to the Comox Valley, where Rick Monroe looks at a new name for the Coast Guard Auxiliary. It is now called the Royal Canadian Marine Search and Rescue, but as we find out, they continue to offer the valuable services to the community in the Comox Valley. We're going to visit with Jen Moranitz, who will introduce us to three men who are looking at ocean pollution. They're taking on that subject in a brand new film. Quality Assured Collision Road Trip is on the agenda. We're going to head over to Fort Langley with Kendall Hansen for some antiquing. That's always interesting. And Annette Lucas is here. The Nanaimo Port Authority is capitalizing on their intent to revitalize the region, and some of that revitalization will involve a privatization. Before we get to any of that, we're coming right back to the moment that we are in at the Haven. It's been a fabulous couple of hours. We just arrived and we're here for the weekend. Rachel Davey is the executive director here, and we're standing in front of this totem pole not by accident. It's kind of iconic of this place that we're in right now.
Yeah, it's a very famous view of the Haven from the totem pole here on the lawn, and it was put up in the very early days of the Haven. We're celebrating our 30th anniversary next year, so this is just one of our beautiful spots here.
There is beauty all around us, and I'm gonna go on a little tangent here, Rayanne. Rayanne's behind the camera today. I'll come back, Rachel, in just a minute. Rayanne, I'm going over to this bench. We're talking about beauty. I just don't know how you could be anything but beautiful. Wow, and I just hit my microphone, sorry about that. Tell me the story behind the bench.
So the bench was put in place by someone who came to programs with her husband over many years. They came to a lot of programs. He sadly passed away a couple of years ago. This was their favorite view out to the sunset across the ocean. So she wanted to have a bench put there in his memory, and we were very happy to give it a home.
And it's easy to see why. Where are we exactly?
So we're here on Gabriola Island. If around to the right is Taylor Bay, and what we on Gabriola call Twin Beaches, but it's the Gabriola Sands Provincial Park there. And then coming round is this beautiful ocean view. This is what I get to look at every day. I'm a very fortunate person.
Very easy to stay in the moment when this is your environment every day.
Yeah, and you can see there are some islands out there on the horizon, and then coming round you can see Nanaimo. Nanaimo is there. It feels like it's quite a long way away though. We feel here it's a very tranquil place, a place where you can relax, exhale, and just enjoy the beauty of the view. And then round on the island, just about 5 minutes walk along the beach, are the Malaspina Galleries that people coming to Gabriola will probably know. It's one of the most favorite places for people to visit, a very beautiful spot there.
Rachel, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll check in again with Rachel on this edition of The Daily. We're going to delve into some of the programs that are offered here at the Haven. It's time now, though, to throw things over to Annette Lucas and the Nanaimo Port Authority. The Haven Program Catalog 2012. The Journey to Self, Life After Separation, Living with Passion, Kids in the Spotlight, been running successfully for 25 years here at the Haven. You are watching The Daily on Shaw TV Channel 4. I'm Kate Bergen, and we are on Gabriola Island at the Haven. And some of the comments of people who take these courses are shown here in the catalog. With Haven's guidance and support, my life has changed so much in such a positive way. I found me and learned how to be. That's powerful.
Yeah, and that's a comment from someone who did Come Alive. And from all of our programs, we get all kinds of comments, these sort of comments back from people who've done programs here. So it's, yeah.
One of the very many unique aspects of the Haven is that the programs run all year round, and it kind of all started with Come Alive.
Well, Come Alive is one of what we call our core programs. We run them all the time. Ben and Jock, who founded the Haven, created Come Alive, and it's really our flagship program. It's the one that most people take first.
What is it? What does it do?
Well, I think that what it does is really in the title. It's an invitation to come alive. It's an invitation to live life more fully, to look at the patterns that we've established in our lives and see, you know, is it a good idea to try something different, to try and do something different, and experience life more fully?
There's an affirmation that has kept coming up for us here today, and I think many of our viewers might be familiar with it. If you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always got. And for many of us, unfortunately, that's not happiness.
No.
And coming to the Haven is a container, you've described it, to experience something new.
To try something new, and it's an invitation to try something new, to see if we try something different, maybe we'll get a different result. And that was certainly what brought me here, was that experience of, and kept me coming back as a participant even before I came to work here, was that ability, the container to experience something different.
Who takes the programs? Some people might think it's this sort of hippie thing out in left field, but that's not true.
No, anyone, everyone, we want to keep our doors open as widely as possible. We have a financial aid program to support people to come who couldn't otherwise afford it. 18 to whatever age, whatever you do, wherever you're from. We have people come from Europe, from Asia, from all over North America to do programs here. So basically what we're saying is you're welcome, anyone who'd like to come.
And we have really just touched the surface here on what the program does. The best thing to do is visit the website www.haven.ca. We'll be back with more from the Haven on this edition of The Daily. Before we do that, though, we're going to head up to the Comox Valley. Rick Monroe is looking into the new name of the Coast Guard Auxiliary. Before that, it's time for Jen Moranich. She's going to introduce us to 3 men who are making a film about pollution in our oceans. You are watching The Daily on Shaw TV Channel 4. I'm Kate Bergen. Today we are on Gabriola Island exploring what is the Haven. One big supporter and a huge fan, I think it's safe to say, of what they do here at the Haven is former MLA Jan Pollinger. Now, she was a very successful politician from 1989 through until 2001. That's right. The pace of it was crazy, 90 hours an average work week. And now you find yourself here in the serenity of the Haven. I'm looking for the connection or the contrast between these two worlds of politics and what happens here.
Well, it's, I thought it was a stretch when I first started doing this, but I soon realized that in fact, the values that I motivated myself to go into politics with are pretty much the same values that I work on here, such as inclusion, diversity. In fact, bottom line is everybody matters.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you've taken many of the many programs available here, and now you're in an internship program.
That's right.
And I've had it explained to me on a few different levels by a couple of different people now before we got on camera, and I'm still just getting a grasp of what it is. So maybe you can take me to that other level of understanding. What are you doing?
Well, interning, it's basically training. Basically, right to cut to the chase, it's training, learning how to facilitate programs here at Haven, but also working on myself, learning about my own process, how I am in the world, and how I can be of service to others in a different way than I have in the past, and using the Haven model and so on. So it's very much me, learning about other, learning about Haven. It's very rich.
And that goes out into the world, because there's an affirmation I think that many of us are familiar with that says, be the change that you want to see out there. So the best place to start is with yourself.
Is here, yeah.
And then take that out to make the world a better place.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've long said that I think I want to and need to work at both levels, both the societal level and the personal level. And so it kind of completes the balance for me.
Now you're going to walk away with a diploma. It is an accredited institution.
That's
here,
correct, yeah.
educational institution, but it's not about the piece of paper.
It's not about the piece of paper for me. It's about the process. It's about the learning, the experience, the community, and it's a wonderful process. I would never have dreamed that I'd be doing this 5 years ago even. And I came for a Come Alive is where most people start, and was amazed at the transformation in people, including me, the shift that is easy to make here. So I've simply come back to do a lot more of it and loving every minute of it.
Thanks, Jen.
Thanks.
We've only been here on Gabriola at the Haven for a few hours now, and already I feel shifted and transformed. Two guys who got their relationship stuff worked out within themselves and each other are Nathan and Tyler, and they're on their fishing boat on some lake in the middle of nowhere. They're going to tell you how to get there. It's two men and their fishing rods. You're watching The Daily on Shaw TV Channel 4, and I'm just flipping through the program guide here for the Haven, trying to find one for Nathan and Tyler. Relationships transform the way you relate. Actually, I think they do pretty good. They seem to get along just fine and have quite a healthy relationship out there in their little boat. Here's one for me though: creative aging, embracing the second half of life. Yeah, I guess I'm there. Time to face it. Oh, conscious sexuality, drum talk. Oh, it just goes on. And there are so many very cool programs that one day, soon, I'm absolutely going to sign up for. Would like to thank Rachel and the rest of the staff here at the Haven on Gabriola Island for hosting us and this edition of The Daily. For more information on everything that they offer here and to capture some of the energy that is certainly worth capturing, www.haven.ca. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.